It is okay to acknowledge that it's time to let go. Hello? Welcome back to my 90 days of lessons from me to you. And today is day 21. Let me take my name tag off. Day 21. And I'm in the same shirt again because I'm going to work in like an hour and a half. So, I'm just trying to get ready so I ain't got to be hustling and moving all that stuff. But today's lesson is acknowledge when it's time to let go. And as these couple lessons have been for me, I mean, all these lessons are pretty personal to me, but this one I believe is the most personal for me. Again, because of what I've been pretty transparent about on this channel, going through a breakup. And last night, my ex-girlfriend actually called me. Not to like get back together or anything like that. To just check up on me, I guess. But one thing that really kind of showed me was that I'm getting over it. I'm really in a good spot mentally. Not financially because working on that one, but mentally I'm in a good spot right now because she called me and it wasn't like it was the first time because we broken up twice. The first time we broke up and the first time she called me, I was a mess. I was like, why the fuck are you calling me? I didn't want you to fucking call me. In the back of my mind yesterday, I was like, why are you calling me? But at the same time, I realized that the way that I handled it was so much better than the way that I handled it before, right? She called, we had a civilized conversation because, at one point, this was a person I was madly in love with and a person that I saw the rest of my life with, right? And, she called me to, she was like, I want to check up on you because, we did get a dog at one point last year. And my dog. You guys, I'm pretty sure you guys actually no, you guys probably haven't seen my dog. No, that's on the other channel. But yeah, I do have a dog that she did help me get. So, she's just checking up on me and all that stuff. And, the more that I think about it and, it still is in my mind, even though I'm not toiling over it or I'm not in turmoil about it, basically is what I'm trying to say. Because I remember last year when she did call, I had this itching need to call her back and talk to her and be like, yo, can we just work it out? Can we see where it goes? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I know you used to love me, blah, 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 and all that stuff. And this time around, I don't feel that, I don't really feel anything, to be honest. I don't feel any hatred. I don't feel any desire. I feel apathetic. I feel, what's the word I'm looking for? I used the word literally last night. I was disconnected. You guys probably know the word I'm trying to. I mean, apathetic's a pretty good. Yeah, apathetic is the term. I didn't feel anything really. I was appreciative. She called, she checked up on me, she helped me out with gave me some advice on some school stuff because that was one of the hallmarks of her relationship. She would always help me with some things when it comes to getting into graduate school and applying to graduate school. So I was appreciative of that because it shows that on some level she does still care, and I still do care about her, and I wish her nothing but the best. Um, but something that she said, she was like, I feel like this isn't my, like, before she sent that stuff, she's like, it's not my place anymore to help you out with this stuff. But I was like, I don't hate you. you know I don't hate you, so you don't have to be like weird about it. And she was like, it's okay if you do. Like, she's like, it's fine if you do. And I'm like, no, like, I believe one of the things of acknowledging when it comes to love and loving a person is that if you truly do love a person, you can't really hate them. You can not like them, but you can't hate them. And it's not like I don't like her. She's cool. Like I said, I'm pretty neutral on her, which I think is the base setting what we should be towards our exes. If we end in a very good way, we shouldn't still be pining over our ex or hating our ex if we ended okay. And I mean, even if you ended badly, it's okay to hate your ex, to not like your ex, not hate your ex. It's okay to not like your ex, but hating them does nothing for you, and that's also part of letting it go. If you still hate your ex, you haven't really let go of the situation. Maybe you've moved on, but you haven't really let go of the hurt that they caused you. And with letting go of that hurt, it isn't for them, it's for you. It's for you and finding your own peace of mind, because you can't let somebody control you to the point, in a sense, that you harbor this resentment towards them. because again, that resentment does nothing positive for your life or your heart. Maybe, you look out for signs in the future and all those things, but you can do that without resenting the person. Like I said, you can not like them. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to acknowledge them. But hating a person does nothing positive for you as an individual, And letting go of an ex doesn't just mean letting go of that love or letting go of the relationship. It also means letting go of the bad things that happen in the relationship, not holding them against that person, because that does lead to hate and resentment. Acknowledge that it happened and just be okay and learn from the lesson that it caused. If you need to go to some type of therapy or something of that nature to help you to get over that person, then do that, man. The first time we broke up, I did that, and I learned a lot about myself. And I've mentioned this before on the channel. I went to therapy, and she was like, you self-actualize a lot. Like you're very self-aware. So like a lot of the things that you're talking about, you're saying the right things and you're doing the right things. But there's also some things in there that I myself couldn't work through, and just letting go really is for your own sake. I always say that one of the things that you should do in your life is to make sure your life is great. Literally yesterday's video was make your own life great, or was it the day before? It was one of those days. But your life is great, and part of making your life great is to have nothing but a positive outlook on the world. Acknowledge that the world, sucks at some points, as there's unfairness and things of that nature, but acknowledging that there's so much opportunity and hope out there for you to even change the world, right? So I feel like I'm kind of getting off topic here, but I'm gonna get back to letting go. Letting go gives you peace of mind. Letting go gives you freedom. Over these past couple months, it's been, what are we in, March? We broke up in January, so February, we're coming towards the end of March. I can acknowledge that I'm not fully over this person, but I do feel and I see that I'm getting to a good spot. Last night really does solidify that for me. Hearing from her and talking to her and hearing her voice, it really does solidify that for me. It sucks that I'll never have the same feeling whenever I hear her voice anymore and things of that nature. But that's when I saw this. It was a movie clip, or maybe it was an interview. I don't remember. Just because it ends, doesn't mean that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something of the nature of, the pain after the love is also a part of the love, because pain is just unrequited love. And when that pain goes away, it truly means that it's over. Even if that pain sucks, cherish that pain, because it's your love. That pain that you experience from a person who may have abandoned you or left you and things of that nature, it is your love that wasn't received, and I don't know if that really makes any sense to any of you guys, but that's love for yourself. That's love for yourself. And that's your body telling you, hey man, don't let this happen to you again like that. And it'll happen. We can't control people, and we shouldn't seek to control people. But the best thing you can do for yourself in those situations is try to let go. Let go of the things that you can't control and control what you can. Letting go is the best thing that you can do. Let go of the negatives, let go of everything that, kind of hurts you. Because again, it hurts only you. It doesn't hurt that person. Hating a person, it doesn't hurt them, it hurts you. So, yeah, today that was a pretty down video. Yeah, I wasn't as very happy and expressive and jovial as I usually am, but this is a pretty serious topic for me, and I was just kind of wanted to get my feelings out on this lesson. It's a pretty fresh lesson that I'm still working through, so I don't know really all the ins and outs of it yet, but I'm growing as a person, and that's what the point of this channel is, to show my growth as a person, and hope it inspires other people to grow. So that is day 21, and I love you guys, and I will everything that you do in life, I'm sorry, still on my mind, kind of messing up, but everything that you do in life, put God first, love yourself more than you love anybody else, and always cherish life. I love you guys, I will see you tomorrow.